Aye.
Sylvia and the mayor. Hello to everybody.
All
You should,
right, we are live. So
okay. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. You should have a copy of the April minutes for review. Did everybody get a copy?
Yes,
Okay, any changes, corrections?
looks good here. I make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,
Okay, thank you. Minutes are approved. Mr. Mayor, can you bring us up to date?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
A couple days ago, I sent a letter by certified mail to the builder over in the breakers where the dead tree is that we ordered removed back, I believe, on February 16th, and he has done nothing. So I told him that pursuant to what we said in that letter, which he got, it went certified, he signed for it. Pursuant to what we said in that letter, we were going to go ahead and remove the tree ourselves and bill him for it. And if he didn't pay it, put a lien on his property. And I also informed him in that letter that he had been fined $500. So that's been taken care of as far as telling him everything that we're doing. Ron has ordered Greenscapes to go ahead and remove the tree, which I understand they will do this Friday.
That's very good news. We appreciate your help on the issue.
A helpful guy. Herb knows that. And speaking of Herb, we had our meeting with Bornstein and others at the Little Hunting Creek Park site, kind of a kickoff, and they are going to get in there and start doing work the next few days. And that work will continue on for several months. There's a lot of earth to be moved. There's a couple of trees that are going to come down. I think you all know about it. And I asked the playground people to send me an invoice for the cost of the playground stuff, the equipment that they will ship to us around the beginning of July. And I did that because I wanted to get it paid for out of this year's budget, which we'll do. Well, it didn't take them half a day to send me an invoice. It's all good. Trying to think if there's anything else that you all would be interested in. Got an election coming up. I believe it's next Tuesday.
Mhm.
And I want to recommend to you, I shared this with Herb. This is out of Sunday, you can't read it, but what it is, there's a group called the Citizens for Better Judges. I know many of the people on this committee, and what they do is they look at all the qualifications and they recommend who to vote for in the upcoming election next Tuesday. I made a copy for Herb. I'll be glad to make copies for anybody that wants them. As I say, this was in this past Sunday's Courier. If you get that, or if you can, that's where.
Is that group online that it's posted somewhere that you could read it otherwise?
Let's see. It says for more information about Citizens for Better Judges and a sample ballot, please visit. And then it gives an email address, which is cbjlouisville.com. CBJ stands for Citizens for Better Judges.
Okay.
cbjlouisville.com.
While we've got you speaking, Mr. Mayor, I do have a quick question. We're going to skip down the agenda just a little bit. I know Lee sent you a budget request and the council was reviewing all the various components and the changes, and he was just curious to see if the budget request had been approved as submitted.
It doesn't matter. And the reason it doesn't matter is that this city council is not going to pass or even give a first reading to my proposed budget. 3 of them got out at the last meeting and just stood up and walked out.
Will that be revisited at a later time?
I sent them an email a couple of weeks ago, and right after that happened, and asked them if they would like to come in to discuss anything. That was on a Monday, and I said, please let me know by Friday. I need to get the staff together, and I never got a response.
I guess we'll just all have to wait and see, but now we know, so thank you for that.
The people who stood up and walked out were Sandra Leonard, Frank Fulcher, and Greg Hulsman. I had to close the meeting because if you only have 3 members at the meeting, you don't have a quorum, so you can't do anything.
Okay,
They just
understand.
basically shut down the meeting. I do not expect that this council is going to pass a new budget for the coming fiscal year. What will happen if they don't, if I'm correct about that, is that the current budget will go back into effect all over again from square one. So if you're looking at the current budget, my estimate of the situation is that whatever the current budget says is what we're going to have going forward in the next fiscal year, which starts on July the 1st.
Okay. We'll keep that in mind unless we hear otherwise. Anything else, Mr. Mayor?
That's it.
Okay, Andrea Hamlin is
but-
out of town.
I've got something real quick. The accounting is standing here. The moving of the memorial tree. What should that be coded under?
Why is it being moved?
Was the memorial tree that's
one
being
for the
moved for the
park
parking lot?
Is that being moved because of the project going on in Little Hunting Creek Park?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, then I would charge it to the Little Hunting Creek Park Development, whatever line that is.
Okay.
Okay. Good enough. Next, we would normally hear from Andrea. She is out of town on a lovely family occasion, and she will be back and be looking into some things, but she did contact me that she wanted us to, when we discussed 7509 Hunting Creek Drive, that the one tree that's right on the corner of the drive and Riding Ridge has been removed, but our notification included 3 trees. She wants to go back and revisit the other 2 trees before we pursue any further action. So I said I would let everyone know. So that was the update that I do have from Andrea at this time. So from that point, we can go on into the list of problem trees. We just talked about the first one on Hunting Creek Drive. The mayor had addressed and has hopefully resolved what's going on with the breakers. There are 2 other new ones, one at 6500 Mount Batten Court and 7105 Fox Harbor Road. These are both very new. I don't think anybody's had a good chance to look at them, so those will stay on the list till we have more information.
Ron, didn't we get from a resident on Fox Valley Court about a tree on the edge of, just off the edge of his
I was
property?
going to bring up a new one that just came in from an Adam Capps on 7223 Fox Harbor Road in the easement. And Lee said that he did speak with Mr. Capps and let him know that Andrea was out of town, but would look at the situation when she returned. So I think that's pretty well where we are on any of the trees for now. There aren't a lot, but you know, it changes rapidly and we'll be looking at other things as necessary. We've addressed the budget. If we go on down the agenda, we're looking at item 7 and newspaper articles. That basically was just kind of looking for ideas to be used in our local newsletter or e-blast, and a couple of topics that we've mentioned several times that we may want to share with the community include things like we say we're a tree city, but really, what is a tree city? What does it take to become a tree city? Why is it worth being a tree city? That we spend money, we spend time to make that happen. So and there's some pretty interesting information on the Arbor Foundation website that supports the value of our participating in the program. So I thought that could be a meaningful article. Another topic that we've talked about a couple of times, and we even try and do a little demo at Arbor Day, is the volcano mulch problem. And it's very common. You see it all the time. And I don't think people necessarily understand that putting that mulch right up against the tree is detrimental to the tree's health. So an article on that we think is worth doing. A couple other things that came to mind would be to work with Andrea and have her address what the most common problems she sees in trees lately are. Like we know, we've seen repeatedly recently that, not only the emerald ash borer, but the problem that's going on with spruce trees, and to explain what that is and what can or can't be done about it, and any other issues that can be challenging that owners should be aware of and perhaps take steps to protect their trees. So I don't know if Herb or Sylvia, if you've had a chance to think about some things for tree articles, but that's
Haven't given it much of any thoughts, but I would be happy to. Do we have any kind of topics we want to write about? The benefits of trees to I guess humans, to the beauty of the community. I mean, what kind of topics would you want included in the
anything
article?
relating to trees that you think would be of interest that you'd like to read, that might tell you something that you didn't know before you had a chance to look at that article.
Okay. I mean, I could give it some thought and then do a little bit of research and submit something to
That'd
you.
be terrific. Sounds good.
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
What are the benefits of being a tree city?
I don't remember everything from the article, but there's
Well, name two or
definitely data
three.
shows that that does add value to a community. And certainly I've seen other statistics that talk about good landscaping helps with property value. So that spreads across the city if the public spaces as well as private spaces are well landscaped, and that certainly trees are a very important part of that landscaping activity.
I mean, I think it preserves the ecosystem at the very basic level, championing the need for trees and all that can only help the earth.
Yeah, being environmentally responsible, using best practices, that's all.
Yeah. And then
I agree with all that. But what is the value of being designated a tree city?
Well, I mean, I would say that all those things we've mentioned, when you're a tree city, it means you champion all these causes. You're doing all these things for the reasons we've just mentioned. You are very conscious of the environment. You're environmentally responsible. You preserve some. Don't we have some trees that are like they're historic trees? We preserve those. We make sure we don't lose those historic. I guess, yeah.
I get all of that. I get all of that, and I agree with all that. But what I'm talking about is getting designated as a tree city. I mean, you can do all those things and not have to qualify as a tree city. So what is the value of qualifying as a tree city? I mean, I agree that you do all those things.
Commitment. to be responsible both environmentally and to support the care and planting of trees in creating a green space and helping with what you can do to.
And I'm agreeing with all that. I'm
Well,
just saying to jump through the hoop to become a designated tree city.
Well, I think it is an acknowledgement that you're doing all these things, to be recognized by a much larger group that you are doing the things that we just mentioned is what that designation allows you to boast of. I mean, you did say that a lot of people can do all these things without the designation. I
Right.
beg to differ. I beg to differ. Not if they're as passionate about it as we are, they might want the designation too.
And I think if we go to the website, I think there is some hard data that they have collected that will quantify the values to your point, Mr. Mayor, and we'll make sure that that's part of the information we include in any article we develop.
Well, I enjoy being a devil's advocate.
It's good to ask questions, and it's good for us to have answers or get answers.
Oh,
Okay.
I just went on the internet and found this. Okay. Benefits of becoming a tree city. This is Kansas, but it says it increases public awareness of the many social, economical, and environmental benefits and urban forestry practices. So I guess being a tree city helps with all that. It increases public awareness of the uses and the benefits of trees, how to keep them, how to plant them, how to grow them, nurture them, and
Let me ask
have a day
another
of.
question. Does
The
it
Google
cost
also
money to
says it
become a
saves
tree
in
city?
energy costs.
Yeah, there we go.
Can't increase property values.
Yeah.
And say the property values, and I've seen other studies that do
No.
that
Does
increases
it
property
cost money?
values.
Does it cost money to become a qualified tree city?
As I recall, I don't have that list in front of me, but there is a criteria that says it has to be so many dollars per capita for the documented population of an area, and we exceed that every time.
Yeah, you're talking about what we invest in trees.
Correct.
Okay, but I'm talking about going through the process of getting qualified with whoever does that qualification. Does that cost money?
No, it's just a matter of gathering the correct
What I
documentation.
was looking for was basically was a yes or no question, and you've just
It does not cost money.
you've just answered my question. That's good.
Okay. There is no sort of application fee, what have you.
Just a lot of work on your part.
I didn't realize I was unmuted. But anyway, all your loyal Forestation board, they actually do all that effort at no cost.
Well, thank you, Herb. Now you
Okay,
can mute
does
again.
another topic to bring up for Forestation?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I have another topic. It was a add-on. I've been here talking and I've been on mute. But anyway, to tie in with the mayor's report on the Little Honey Creek Park, there is going to be a community event on July 23rd. The actual playground and installation, the city's paying for the equipment, but installation is going to be done by community folks. And so this is an invitation. If somebody got some healthy kit, you got to have a little bit of muscle because it's not light work. But if you're interested in volunteering, it's July 23rd, a Saturday, and Ron Cundorf is the coordinator of that. So if you're interested, they'll need to contact him.
Okay, good to know. I think it'll be exciting to see that develop.
Yep.
Anything else, Herb?
Nope.
Sylvia?
No.
Okay, well, our next meeting will be June 14th, and we'll have everybody back by then. But otherwise, I think it's time for a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion.
And
Got one question about Monday night's council meeting. Is Lee out of town? I know you all have
Yeah,
the tree
he is out
plan
of town
present.
until I believe it's the 17th.
Will anybody else be available to speak to the tree plan? Because it's under consideration by the council on Monday. Your
I
annual
don't
tree
know if
plan.
he has access to email while he's traveling, but it could be sent out that way, and hopefully you
No,
could.
I can send it to him. I just didn't know if anybody was going to speak to it at the meeting.
We've not addressed that, and I'm sure he would like to be involved.
Well, can I make a suggestion? Linda, could you be available?
I would be available to look at it, but I certainly want some support from my partners in crime.
I think we've looked, I'm pretty sure. Well, actually, he hadn't sent the final one out yet.
I think so. I've got something that I understand to be the final.
Yeah, I know he sent it to you, to the city, the council. John, could you send that to the board?
Yeah,
That
Sure.
was great.
I will do that.
And Linda, after you see it, will you be able to make some comment or answer any questions if somebody hasn't?
I'll certainly give it my best effort, and if I've got questions or concerns, I'll just say I can't respond at this time until we have more information, or it looks great, and hopefully you guys will all agree and we can move forward.
Sounds great.
Add you to the agenda.
Okay.
All right. See you on June.
Okay. Well,
I think you have a motion on the floor.
yeah, Herb made a motion to adjourn. I guess Sylvia, you're going to second.
yes.
Okay, so we are adjourned, and I thank you all for helping and talking and being at the meeting.
Thank you.
Thanks, Linda.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you.